from the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
You know what that was right there? That was the definition of resilience. Hey, great, and I mean great team win. It does not get any better than that. Hey, first time in NFL history with 4 plus 50-yard field goals. Hey, great job by everyone. Enjoy it, but guess what? We're coming home to play the Rams in our house.
Banging on the tables, coming straight out of that victory speech. Once again, head coach Shane Steichen joins us for this week's Colts 360. Coach, we heard you reiterate the word resiliency in your locker room speech. How much resilience did your team show in that Sunday win in Baltimore?
It was huge. It was a back and forth game. Obviously Baltimore played, their style of football. We played our style of football, but our guys just never gave up, and we kept believing towards the end. And then obviously Matt, doing what he did with the 4 50-plus yard field goals was huge. And then the defense was resilient, and they were just relentless. They did a heck of a job containing Lamar the whole game, but just a great team win.
I know there's probably not much about this team that has surprised you or that you have learned through the first 3 games of the season, but in these back-to-back wins, what has this team proven to itself?
Just belief, you know what I mean? You got to go finish football games, and that's what we've done the last 2 weeks, and it was good. It was good to win those those last 2, but, we got to reset our minds and get ready for the Rams coming into our house.
As a head coach and the offensive play caller, how much do you enjoy getting into those strategic chess matches when you're up against another great head coach and staff, a Super Bowl winning head coach like you had last week and then coming in this week too?
Yeah, no, it's fun. That's part of the coaching, world, playing that chess match, that back and forth. Obviously, as a play caller, trying to call the right plays at the right time, expecting, maybe pressure here or maybe coverage there. But it is fun, but, credit to our staff. Jim Bob Cooter does a heck of a job, leading our offense week in and week out. So it was good victory for us.
Gotta talk about Matt Gay. You mentioned him. He is our guest coming up a little bit later on the show. A historic day for him, the game winner. And I know ultimately you probably would have liked for some of those field goals to have been touchdowns, but how much confidence does it give you when you have such a reliable kicker from that type of distance as well?
There's no doubt. It's huge to have a kicker, an elite kicker like that. Credit to Chris Ballard for signing him this offseason, a huge signing. Obviously, when you get into games like that, obviously a low-scoring game, our defense is playing good, and we're, if we're not scoring touchdowns, we got to score field goals and, get points. And Matt was tremendous on Sunday for us.
I talked to Michael Pittman. He had that absolutely unbelievable catch in overtime. And although it didn't set up the game-winning field goal, it did provide a jolt, a huge burst of energy across all 3 phases of your team. And he mentioned that he's embraced his role as a tone setter and enforcer. That's the nickname that he has earned. What is the significance behind that?
He's just so tough. He's a tough football player. He's relentless in everything he does. And obviously we needed to play in that situation to get us going, get some momentum going, and to go up in between 2 defenders and come down with that catch. One of the best catches I've seen to get the momentum there. And then, we popped the run to Zach on the next play to get us down in there in field goal range so Matt could end the game. It was awesome.
There are so many guys we could talk about offensively. Gardner Minshew, you mentioned Zach Moss, Wesley French, his first ever NFL start, but opposite side of the ball, first start for Juju Brents. What element does he add to the defense, especially with the way he was able to get the forced fumble and the fumble recovery to stifle that early Ravens offensive momentum?
Yeah, no, it was huge. Obviously, Juju's been progressing well. We got him up on the active, obviously this week, and, he was tremendous. Obviously, he got the turnover there to chase down and rake at that ball and hammer it and punch it out and get the, turnover there for us was huge. But great cover guy for us. He's long, he's rangy, he's physical. In press coverage, so it was really good to see.
We have talked, and rightfully so, a lot about the impact of your linebackers and then your pillars up front with DeForest and with Grover. But Samson Ebukam has emerged as a factor on the end. Just last Sunday, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, a forced fumble. That's back-to-back games with sacks for him. What addition has he brought to the defensive front in complement to guys like Kwity Paye and Dio Danko?
Yeah, he's a physical football player. He can set the edge, he can rush the passer, he can play the run well. Just again, another huge signing by Chris, and great job by Nate Ollie and Raish getting him ready to go. every single week. But he was the player of the game for us on defense against the Ravens. So very fortunate to have him on this football team.
You are back at home this weekend, and your opponent, the Rams, they're going to come off a short week with Monday Night Football. They've got to make that cross-country trip. It's a 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff, which is a 10 a.m. kickoff for them. How do you take advantage of those type of factors as you're in preparation?
I think we prepare the way we were prepared. That's part of the NFL is, those cross-country trips for the West Coast teams or East Coast to West Coast teams. They have their preparation, we have ours, and, we just got to stay true to our preparation and go out and execute.
As you're sitting atop now the AFC South, you finally get an opportunity to come back home. Had that game week 1, now you're coming off back-to-back wins. How eager are you to get an opportunity for your team to play at Lucas Oil Sunday afternoon?
It's going to be great. I know the fans are going to be rocking, excited to get back on, our home field. Again, we got to be consistent. We got to be consistent, take these 2 wins. Obviously, they're good wins, put them behind us, and get ready to go this week.
Certainly tons to be excited about. Here is a look back at that game at Baltimore with our latest For the Shoe moment.
Nobody believe in us right now, baby. Everybody can run us off already, baby. Hey, guess what? They gonna come talk about them. They gonna leave talk about us. Yes, let's lock in today, baby. Let's come on, man. We ain't in here without a win. Let's go. Lock in. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
In the pocket, he lost the ball. It's a sack. Minshew slings it downfield, walks it in, and it's a catch for a touchdown. Zach Moss. Lamar Jackson hit, and the Colts have it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3rd and 1. Tackle for loss by E.J. Speed.
Another good defensive stop.
And the Colts finish them off.
It's a race. It's a race.
Back to throw. Gonna take a shot downfield from Michael Pittman Jr. And he's got the ball, and his helmet came out. This again is a 53-yard field goal from Matt Gay. Kick is on its way. And it is good! Ball game!
I don't even remember the ball hitting my foot. It's just snap goes, I react, I just black out a little bit, and then the next thing I know, I'm looking up.
Still ahead on Colts 360, record-breaking kicker Matt Gay in studio to break down his historic day in Baltimore and also to preview this Sunday's matchup with his former team at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's next.
Come see Grover Stewart, Blue, cheerleaders, and Colts in Motion at Meijer for autographs and a chance to win tickets. Visit us at Meijer on Pike Plaza Road from 5 to 7 p.m. on October 3rd. Go Colts! This season, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is teaming up with the Colts to shine a light on outstanding small businesses. Indy's our hometown, and boosting local business is just one way we want to thank this great city. Go to Colts.com/Anthem Spotlight to nominate your favorite small business today. Anthem and the Colts, helping Hoosier small businesses score.
Roll call!
Hey, Matthew is a dog.
Hey, him right, these 2, the guys,
Snap and hold was great. Protection was great. I just kicked the ball. Nothing else. It's easy when they're doing their thing.
Colts win, baby. 2-1. LA next week. Let's get it.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks. That's how you finish. Let's go. Birthday dubs. Big win on the road. OT, man. That's how you finish. Woo! Big dub. God did. Another one. Overtime win, baby. We going home with a dub. For the people who don't believe in us, that's cool. We know how good we is.
That Colts cam, victory Colts cam you just saw, all because of that walk-off field goal by Matt Gay. And Matt, I think you're going to have to back up about 50 more yards to make this interview successful because you were absolutely in the zone Sunday afternoon in Baltimore. What did you describe that rhythm as? I know post-game you were kind of talking about that rhythm that you find, that basically mental state you have to get in.
Yeah, for me, it's I think I said blackout, but I use that term because if you ask me, was the snap good, was the hold good, did it, whatever, I don't even remember the ball hitting my foot. It's just snap goes, I react, I just black out a little bit, and then the next thing I know, I'm looking up. And so generally when I'm in that mode, it's going well, and I'm pretty fluid.
Not just the game winner, but also the first player in NFL history to have 4 successful field goals in a single game beyond 50 yards. When they told you that on field after the game, what was your reaction?
Just super honored and blessed to just even have your name mentioned. So anytime it gets mentioned with NFL history, it's pretty cool. And just being able to get the opportunity to do that, and just, again, like, all glory goes to God for just even putting me in the position to be able to do that and be successful at it. So all credit kind of goes to him and giving me that opportunity and just like putting me in these positions in life, and just super grateful.
And when you talk about history, this is a franchise that has a strong kicking tradition. I mean, Adam Vinatieri was here just a few seasons ago. How significant is it for you to have the opportunity to continue the caliber of expectation that there is across special teams for the Indianapolis Colts?
I try not to, go against anybody else or put that, narrative on myself. I think just being able to be me and trust myself and trust my teammates in the process. Like I said, those kicks don't go through without a good snap hold and those guys protecting up front. And so just being able to have those guys up front blocking for me and a good operation with Luke and Rigo, I mean, it helps tons, and just being able to trust that whole thing. And then just for me, just being me and not thinking too much. I'm better when I'm not thinking, and so just trying to be in that mode and be able to just help this team and this franchise, get wins.
And it is so important, as you mentioned, never to compare yourself to anyone else, whether that's current or past. But there is a lot of talk whenever we get into games about quarterback battles, even though the quarterbacks aren't going head-to-head, but who's on each side of the field. Sunday in Baltimore, the kicker opposite field of you is a legend. How much do you account for the fact that it's Justin Tucker and embracing a little bit of having an opportunity to have a head-to-head type of situation like you did?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to share the field with someone like Tucker, who's a legend, arguably one of the greatest of all times, to be able to do what he's done for as long as he's done it, 10 to 11 years, with the success rate he's done it at 90-something% is phenomenal. So just even being blessed enough to be out there and share the field with someone like him is amazing. I have nothing but respect for Tucker and what he's done, and he's a legend, and you watch what he's done, and it's something to aspire to and to be to. And so I think when you see guys like that around the league that are raising the bar, or held the bar so high for a long time, it makes you kind of want to step up and increase your ability, increase your focus to be able to just compete with those guys and just be able to go against them. And it's just it's a fraternity between us, but also these guys you're competing with around the league, and so it's fun to be able to have guys constantly raising the bar to be able to kind of match your own game and raise your level.
You certainly had the leg in the victory, while Zach Moss had the hands in the victory with the touchdown. And I talked to him after the game, and he said, I've been watching him do that since the Utah days. He said, luckily we had plenty of opportunities for Matt to stay warm over the course of the game. So let's look at this. The Utah connection, the pathway from the University of Utah, yourself, Zach Moss, Julian Blackman. Julian Blackman, by the way, was a second leading tackler in that game. How much of a testament is it to Utes football powerhouse in the NFL?
I mean, I love what Utah's done and what Utah's done for not only recruiting guys, but also developing guys and being able to take guys that are homegrown in the state. Me and Julian, I think, are both from Utah, and be able to go there and develop. And Zach was highly recruited, and he proved that exact reason why he was when he got to Utah. I mean, he was one of the best running backs they've ever seen in the Pac-12, and so you just proven that every step of the way. You just need the opportunities, and so I think Utah's shown that when they can get the opportunities at this level, they can, don't know the word, but they can do their thing. I mean, they can go out there and perform and show why they're supposed to be here, and Zach and Julian did just that.
I know that when Zach came in via trade last year, he said it was awesome to have a familiar face, have Julian, somebody he knew in the locker room. For you, how significant was that when you came in via free agency to have both of those guys here? Obviously, you're all playing in different position groups, but still to just have that kind of community within the locker room.
For sure. I mean, for me, coming back here in free agency, I was here before on practice squad, and so being able to come back and still have some of the faces in the building was a big help for me to just get adjusted. And then to have some guys that went to Utah as well, not only went to Utah, but that I was there with, that I played with at Utah, was super cool, because you just go back 6-7 years with those guys, and like Zach kind of said, I mean, watching Zach do that since the days of Utah, and so you just been doing the same thing he's been doing since he's been in Utah. So it's fun to, go along this process and not only see these guys in football, but see these guys in life. Zach and Julian with families and kids of their own, and just seeing the progression in all aspects of life is awesome.
After having some sloppy conditions in Baltimore, how eager are you to get back into the friendly confines of Lucas Oil Stadium, potentially just be able to have the roof closed maybe, or at least have some favorable conditions?
Let's hope the roof's closed. That's great when it is. But honestly, it was surprisingly good in Baltimore from what we were leading up to at the game. I mean, we were here in tropical storm, windy and rainy. So, I mean, it was rainy, a little wet out there, but all things considered, it was better than what we expected. And so being able to come back to Lucas Oil after 2 good road wins is going to be awesome to get the fans back there and be able to hopefully get a win in front of our own fans.
Well, there is nothing like that post-game celebration on the field. You were right in the center of it, and we're going to take you right into the center of it. Here is a look at that walk-off kick, the celebration on field, and right on into the locker room from Baltimore last Sunday.
We called a play, and I know it's coming to me the whole way, right? So my antennas are up. Like, I know that this is a must-have overtime.
The catch that sparked a social media storm. Michael Pittman Jr. explains exactly how it all unfolded in the latest Director's Cut. That's next on Colts 360.
Forte Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is proud to be the team physicians of the Indianapolis Colts. At Forte, fellowship-trained physicians and staff provide comprehensive, specialized sports medicine and orthopedic care to active patients of all ages. To learn more, visit forteortho.com. It's time for the Forum Credit Union Question of the Week. Who holds the Colts record for tackles in the first 3 games of a season? Zaire Franklin, this season with 45. Visit the Forum Credit Union Fan Forum section of Colts.com to interact with other fans online. Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
Colts receiver Michael Pittman has proven his ability to win the one-on-one matchup, sure, but how about the 2-on-1 double coverage situations? That's no problem either, as he proved last Sunday in Baltimore with a remarkable catch through contact that may have caused him to lose his helmet, but certainly did not cause him to lose the football. Teammates said after that set the tone for the overtime victory against the Ravens. But let's hear from Michael Pittman Jr. himself on exactly how that catch was made possible.
Imagine that you're watching a movie and it's about to be the action scene. It's just like the ultimate scene, like, hey, like everybody came to watch this part and then the theater just shuts off, right? That's basically what happened to me.
Gonna take a shot downfield from Michael Pittman Jr. and he's got the ball and his helmet came out and he makes it with his headgear off at the 45-yard line, and Pittman wanted it more in a first down.
So we had our opening meetings before our first game, and Coach Shane actually went through all of our starters' roles, and my role is the enforcer, which is the tone setter, the enforcer, the guy that is bringing it like all the time.
Colts second down and long on their only 11-yard line, moving it right to left with the game tied at 19.
We believed throughout the game, no matter what, that we were going to win this game. So what happens is we called a play, and I know it's coming to me the whole way, right?
Minshew goes out of the gun. 4 receivers into the pattern.
And I get them on that double move, and then I go vertical, and I see that safety there, and I'm like, oh, shoot.
Shotgun snap for Minshew. RPO, backs to throw.
He might throw it, he might not. So then I look back, and the ball is up.
Gonna take a shot downfield for Michael Pittman Jr.
I saw it clear. Then all of a sudden, like, helmet and face mask comes over my eyes, and then it was like lights out.
Let's go, Pitt. Tone set a Pitt.
Minshew drops, throwing deep, and it's caught. Hauled in by Michael Pittman.
And he's got the ball, and his helmet came out, and he makes it with his headgear off at the 45-yard line, and Pittman wanted it more in a first down.
You know how you always see those catches of guys who look away like right as they're about to catch the ball. So it's basically like that, you know, and sometimes you catch it, sometimes you don't. And it was just anticipation, and I was able to feel the ball, and I just brought it into my body as quick as possible and hung on to it because I knew that I was getting hit from two different places.
Takes a shot, and what a catch by Michael Pittman. Knows he's going to get hit by the safety and goes up there, high points that ball, and comes down with a huge play as his helmet's getting taken off.
I've always said the best feeling ever is making 65,000 cheer as loud, as loud as possible, but the absolute best is making 65,000 as quiet as a mouse, because you just know that you affected everybody in that whole stadium.
Oh, watch it hit! Watch it hit!
That's just something that we do whenever you go up and make a big catch. You tap the head, like, watch your head. So I actually have a plan eventually to buy my own boat, a nice boat, and it's gonna be named Watch Your Head. And I'm gonna charter out, take people fishing, and it's gonna be Watch Your Head fishing charters. So in a couple years, like, be on the lookout, like I might take you fishing.
Gonna take a shot downfield from Michael Pittman Jr. and he's got the ball, and his helmet came out, and he makes it with his headgear off at the 45-yard line, and Pittman wanted it more in a first down.
Tone set a Pitt. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. Everybody not you, Pitt.
That's a wrap for this week's Colts 360. Thanks for spending part of your weekend here with us. A special thank you to Coach Steichen and Matt Gay for being our guests in studio. Colts back home Sunday, 1 o'clock kickoff against the Rams at Lucas Oil Stadium. And for all the latest news and updates, be sure to check Colts.com, the Colts app, and all the Colts social platforms. We'll see you back here in studio next week for an all-new Colts 360.